So how would someone sort of go through this process of how can I find better alignment there? Or how can I learn to just be more accepting and more happy with how I
Yeah.
speak and what I want to
Yeah.
come across as?
I think energy is a really big and good indicator for many of us.
As in whether it drains you.
Yes. And I know that like energy, a lot of people are like, oh, what's that mean?
So
And
I
I'm
think
not
yes,
meaning it.
until like you hit
Yes.
about 40 and then like enough shit happens, you go like, just tell me. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
Use the word.
But I think also individuals think that like, oh, I'm just going to suddenly get like so excited and I'm just going to know. Like energy can be subtle. It can, but I think this is why we have to be intentional about going on these journeys and asking the right questions and I do think that's why, for me personally, working with a coach was the only way I was able to unpack that, was because I didn't know what to ask myself or what I should be looking for in pillars that would then give me data to go off. And I think to feel more like yourself, who are you around when you feel you're happiest? Start noting some of that down. What am I doing typically? What tasks am I not consciously frustrated about? Or because they can be very subtle differences between something draining you and something still providing you some energy. When you start to notice that, I think a lot of people love to do this energy audit because they then start to really like, oh, wow, 70% of my day was a drainer.
Yeah.
And then I was confused why the last 30% I didn't go to the gym. I didn't speak to my family. I didn't fulfill my potential of what I should be capable of. Because we were 70%. Like, how can we refill that cup? There's only 30% left of the day anyway.
I definitely had a little part of me that rolled my eyes when I had to go through this exercise of doing an energy audit.
Yeah.
And then I did it. And then it was so obvious. It basically slapped me in the face of, okay, like, just do less of this shit, dude. I'm like,
And
oh.
that's why it seems so simple.
Yeah.
We're not intentionally looking for it. So
yeah, because we just power through.
we're
very
on
good at just,
autopilots.
yeah.
We also know what is comfortable. Oh, don't rock the boat, because actually if I started to say no to some of these things, what does that mean? But protecting our energy is important. And I think that is how you start to realign with your authentic self. When more things are giving you energy, there is more alignment in that. And I think that's a great indicator. Do I want to? Am I happy to? What's my mood like? Start to look for those little, and journaling's a great way of doing that.
Yep.
But I think as long as we're even with clients that I work with that don't really like to journal on things, as soon as I've said it, it'll be interesting what they come back and they're like, oh, after you said that, I had this conversation and it was just the light bulb moment that they were like, and I loved having this meeting. And then I thought about what was it that I loved about the meeting?
Yeah.
And then it was because I was interacting with people and we were like having this great conversation and I was able to speak freely, whatever may come from that.
Yeah, it does seem like the human mind is really good at making those jumps once you bring it awareness. I have found that a lot in a coaching process as well, that when in conversation through certain questions, people have certain realizations and they realize that, oh, okay, actually in that situation, I could do this instead of this.
Yeah.
Just that thought, even if it doesn't become an exercise and homework that you have to take home, it becomes something that, because it resonated with them, it becomes something that they inevitably think about across their week. And that's when like the little changes start to happen. And it's part of this sort of gradual process of change.
Yes. And it's doing something slightly different than we did the day before for a different outcome. What are the small, tiny little tweaks that like being aware of it, even like when I had, a client that just, where do I start? How do I start exploring? And just being aware and having asked himself that question, and then came and actually, I have 3 friends and I don't know what they do.
That's crazy.
And he was like, when I went and I thought, who should I speak to? I then realized I don't even know what they really do. He was like, that's crazy to me.
I love those moments. In a coaching process, I love those moments the most.
Don't even really know. So I just started there. That's someone comfortable with me. I'd never really asked them. do they enjoy about their work? What do they not? What do they do on a day to day? And as I started doing that, I found out a lot. I think that's where we just need to start. Start somewhere.
Yeah. And I feel like the parallels there with, anything health related, fitness related, recovery related, so many of the conversations end up the same actually, right? Because people come in with like serious issues, right? Like we both know how this feels, and when you're burnt out, it sucks, and you can't think straight, and you're foggy, but you've also read a lot, and you also know people that have suffered and ruined their health as a result of it. And so all of this is weighing on you, and we all have, a bit of guilt about how I handled this, a bit of guilt about how I'm not a good enough parent, a bit of guilt about how I should check in on my parents again. We got all this shit going on. And a lot of times people come in with ideas about what to do that are so deep and complex and fully fleshed out for like the next 6 months. You know what I mean? And sometimes it causes the opposite effect of like, oh my goodness, like that sounds like so much. It sounds like so hard to do. And the trick in that scenario is to never mind that. Just start.
Start. And it's one small thing today that moves you one step closer. It doesn't need to be the whole thing. We don't need to leave the job. We don't need to go and enroll for a whole course like tomorrow. No, I'm not going to be, told by and encouraged by my coach to, leave my whole family behind and go and take some secondment somewhere for 12 months. No, I think the other thing that's important there is that you actually know what to do. And you will operate from a place with the information, the best place you can, and make the best decision at that time with the information you have available.
Full stop.
Full stop.
Yep. Yeah, I remember when you told me that at a particularly bad time of my life. It's almost too simple, right? But that is the best decision that you can make at the time.
So with the information you have right now, today, which is probably very little about what could potentially happen. That's only where anxiety only lives in the future. It cannot live in the now because it's something that has not happened. What can change today? One step based on what your information is.
And it's universally applicable to whatever...
To everything.
To whatever is feeling a bit off.
Okay, well then I should go and ask one more question about this. That's one step. That's all you needed. Oh, I couldn't actually make a change in my career because I don't know what exists out there. One step.
I'm not so happy with the state of my relationships right now. One step is, hey, would you like to have dinner tomorrow night with a friend, right?
And what gets you from just A to B, not A to Z? I think that's all we need. And all of us can do something that gets us one step. But I do think that's why it is really important to work with and have support groups around you. Because, yes, our minds are also there to protect us and can operate in a way to keep us within the comfortable thing. So just having someone that can listen or have that process to talk through, I think that's important. And I think it's for any goal you're looking to achieve, whether that be career or if any of these things encompasses change, creating a support system to help you through that, I think everyone should try and build that before they start on that.
Yeah, I think when change came down on my head like a sledgehammer and I was forced into it a couple of years ago, one of the realizations I have in hindsight is my support network was strong and it was there kind of not because of my doing. You know what I mean? And I was so like in hindsight I was like, oh my goodness, like thank goodness someone, i.e. like my wife and my family had the wisdom to put that in place, because I definitely wasn't investing enough time in those things. But when I take a look at other people whose lives had, in some ways fallen apart or they've gone through some big transition, if you don't have a network that really feels like a work that sort of
Yeah.
catches you and helps you through the hard times,
Yeah.
it makes the recovery or like repatterning journey very, 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 very much more difficult.
It does. Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. And I think it is like, you know, a problem shared is a problem halved and things like that. I do think that that is true. Whether it's because there's different perspectives, because the person has already had the wisdom and gone through it, can provide some advice. Someone is there to listen and allow you to maybe offset some of the anxiety that's sitting there for you or whatever it may be. I think having a support system is really important. And I always say, you know, approach it as if your friend was asking the same question, what kindness would you show to them?
Yeah.
And what advice would you provide
Such a
them?
good frame.
And start using it for yourself. So
yeah, I do think it's a little bit ridiculous that we go through all of childhood having friends and parents and, you know, people around you to mentor and coach you in sports and in school and all that. And then we get to this point where it's time to work and it's the adult world.
Yeah.
And then you just get thrown in with the sharks and you're like, you're on your own now. Like you're not supposed to ask people for help.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to guide you.
Yeah.
In fact, most people in your workplace are out to get you.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it's so twisted, right?
Yeah.
Because I think for all of human history, when human beings come together, they thrive. And generally, when you go at it alone, you don't do so well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, you know, it is absolutely true everywhere. Like you may not know the best way of getting to that outcome. So maybe there is someone that has more expertise to get you there. That will be a faster fast track, less suffering if we ask the questions and share the load.
Yeah.
I need to know more about this industry. Or maybe I could speak to 3 people that are actually in it. Quickly, I've actually actually, there's rose tinted glasses. I thought it was going to be X, Y, and Z, but hearing from firsthand, done.
Yeah.
Rather than the what ifs.
Yeah.
Let's get like reality testing. And I think that's really important for change.
Yeah. It was something that popped in my mind as you were saying that. One of the things that we've been doing at Matter is encouraging people to, never mind, don't sign up for health coaching. Come in and just chat with a health coach once. Yeah. Because why not lean on expertise that is there about how to build the right habits, about how to figure out how to sequence your recovery for your needs? Like, why not lean on experience and, you know, good opinions that are already there for the taking, right? It just helps you get there faster.
Yeah, and set yourself up for the successes. Like, if there has been challenges before, identify them. Why have you not moved role until now? What has been stopping you? We need to change something. There has to be a different approach, a different perspective, different environment, what it may be. The same applies for health, or, you know, I've never been able to lose the weight before. That's usually, you know, the same kind of individuals or pain points that individuals come in with. And I think what you're doing with health coaching, as I am, it's sustainable steps that actually they can use over and over again for different environments in their life. It's how to approach it. And there is individuals that have different solutions, different information. And when we're in the creating, designing, and exploring, that's where we gain momentum.
And I don't know if this is the right way to think about it, but honestly, what I've been thinking about lately when it comes to coaching as a practice in general, I almost don't want to say it, but it kind of seems to matter quite a lot whether or not you get along with the person in front of you.